Hey everyone, it is MrCrayfish and today I am once again creating your mod ideas in Minecraft. Now today's episode is going to be a little bit different. In today's video we are going to be creating mods based around a certain theme. And that theme today is everything to do with mining, caving and exploring. So I asked you guys on Twitter if you could have a simple mod created for Minecraft, what would it be? And as always, you guys suggested so many amazing ideas. However, I've picked 4 ideas that really stood out. Now, if you would love to suggest a mod idea for the next video, go ahead and follow me on Twitter. There are links in the description below, and I'll be asking real soon for more ideas. However, on that note, let's start creating your mod ideas. So the first idea comes from a user called Moonshiner, and they suggested to add in a gold hopper. I can't count the amount of times I've come back from mining or even exploring and having to sort out all my items. Minecraft is continuously adding more places to explore every update, and that means more items. And with the Nether update around the corner, gold is going to be much more plentiful. So why not add some more uses? Having that said, let's start coding this mod. Alrighty, so I went into this mod thinking that it was going to be quite straightforward, but it turns out there are some difficulties along the way. But the first stage of this mod was to simply add in a new block, and within a few minutes I had something working. We should have it in the redstone tab here, so if we scroll down, there it is, the golden hopper, without a without a model yet. But we should be able to place it down, and it looks like everything's working so far. Obviously, looks like a hopper right now, but that will change soon. And that it did, because the next stage to this mod was to create a texture for the golden hopper. Now it is still my goal this year to get better at texturing, and let's just say the first texture I created didn't really look too good. What the heck? It looks like a sponge. Alright, so I went back to the drawing board and created the texture from the ground up, and now it looks a lot more like gold. Now the texturing is out of the way, it's time to move on to the main portion of this mod, and that is adding in the functionality. Now I love making mods that fit into vanilla Minecraft, and I thought that the perfect functionality for the golden hopper would be to replicate something similar to the redstone item sorter. So the golden hopper is only going to be able to filter one item at a time, just like the redstone system. You may or may not be familiar with this design, but one of the disadvantages of this system is you can only filter items that can stack up to 64. The golden hopper is going to be able to filter any item. It is also going to cost considerably less, with the gold hopper only costing 5 golden ingots and 1 chest. And after many hours of writing code and learning how hoppers work, and to be honest, I still don't know how they completely work, we finally had a working version. Alright, so now when we right click on the hopper, we'll open up this nice window here, and as you can see, it looks very similar to a normal hopper, but we have this extra slot at the front here, which is for the item you wish to filter. So if I was to place a diamond sword in the filtering slot, as you can see, I can chuck the diamond sword in. However, if I chucked a golden sword, it's just going to sit on the top. Now if you take the item out of the filtering slot, it is just going to act as a normal hopper, so you can actually chuck anything in. But it was time to head back into the code, because there were still a bunch of things I still needed to do. First of all, I fixed up the title so it would actually say golden hopper. Next, I added an icon to the filtering slot so it's much easier to identify. And something that is not really apparent, but making sure that this works correctly with regular hoppers. Alright, so I've set up a little scenario of how I would imagine these golden hoppers would be used. So if I was to go ahead and put these items in this first hopper here, they are obviously going to go into the corresponding chest, and then at the end here we just kind of have a miscellaneous chest for anything else that doesn't get filtered. So let's go ahead, let's give this a shot. I'm hoping this works. If not, then something went horribly wrong. Alright, let's have a look in the first chest. Hello? Oh! It worked. Alright, so mod done? Well, not totally. We're kind of missing one thing, and does this give you guys a hint? We need a golden hopper minecart. Now this didn't actually take too long to add in. Minecraft's code is actually designed in a way that makes it really easy to add in new types of minecarts. But what if I told you I missed one line of code that broke it completely? Alright, let's go ahead and let's summon this thing. Okay. Where is it? Why did things just happen like this? I don't know. Luckily, it was only one line of code and was easily fixed. Oh! Okay. So we should be able to right click on these and it should open up an inventory here, as you can see. Let's give this a shot. What I've done is I've put a grass block into the filter slot, and let's see what happens if we just chuck down a rail here. Oh, look at that, it's working. So if I give this a filter, let's go ahead, let's put a diamond sword in here. It should only pick up the diamond sword. Let's have a look. So it doesn't pick that up. And if we chuck a diamond sword down here, it should pick it up. This hopper here will take it out of its inventory and then put it into that chest. We can even maybe replace this with a filtered hopper as well. Let's give that a shot first. So the diamond sword did work. Let's get one of these now. And let's try this with a filtered hopper. So we've got a diamond sword in here filtering this one. And we've also got a diamond sword in the minecart. So as you can see, it picks it up. This should pull it out and then we should have it in the chest here. Let's do that one more time. We'll put 2 this time actually. So we should have 2 in the chest right now. There it is. Perfect. This is working amazingly. Now we are reaching the final stages of the mod. All I had to do was add an item in for the golden hopper minecart, add a recipe, and we were done. So thank you again to Moonshiner for suggesting this idea. I thoroughly enjoyed developing this mod and I hope you enjoyed seeing it be created. But now it is time to move on to the next mod idea. Now I loved this next idea because it's going to encourage you to explore even more in Minecraft. This idea comes from Matt and they said to add in an explorer checkpoint. Basically this would be a structure that generates in your world and it would contain supplies, it would have a campfire so you can cook some food, but to actually make this place worth traveling to, unlike the Woodland Mansion, I've got an extra idea which is going to take the exploration to the next level. So what are we waiting for? Let's start coding this mod. So the first stage was to actually learn how structures generate and to see if I could generate them in a specific biome. So for my first test, I decided to make tall birch trees grow in a plains biome. But of course, spoilers, it did not work the first time. But however, the second time, I managed to get it working. Oh, yo, okay. So this time we spawned in, and I mean now we have a bunch of birch trees in the plains biome. But we need to move on to better things, and we need to try and generate our own custom structure in this biome. Now in order to generate a structure, we are first going to need a structure. So I quickly made up a little small 10 by 10 camp. Now this wasn't going to be the final structure in the mod. I'm going to be having something a lot better added in later on, but I needed to have something created so I could actually start working on the code. Now I don't want to get into all the problems I encountered. A lot of this was just experimenting and attempting to get my structure to generate in the plains biome, and miraculously I was able to figure it out. Yo, it actually worked. I just want to see if there's any more that have generated around here. Okay, calm down here. Calm down. Look at the... I don't know if this was supposed to happen. So obviously some changes needed to be made, but I changed one line of code and this happened. I might have done something wrong. Now I decided I was gonna deal with this problem later and instead work on the next feature. What is this feature? Well, as I mentioned at the start of this video, I want there to be a good reason to search for one of these camps. So what I thought would be a great idea is, just like buried treasure, if you went to one of these camps, you could find a treasure map which leads to a massive ore deposit. Okay, so right below me there should be a giant vein of iron ore. Let's dig down here, and it should be about level 25 or something like that. Oh! Alright, let's clear this out. Okay, this is crazy. We have a ginormous vein of iron ore. So now this is working. We now need to implement a treasure map so we can actually locate one of these ore deposits. Now, adding in the treasure map was actually quite easy. Minecraft provides a way that you can actually just point to any structure in the world and it will create a map for it. And then all we had to do was create a loot table, and then boom, the treasure map now generates at the camp. Now I also made it so the survival camps now spawn in more biomes. So as you can see here, we are in a swamp biome and one of the camps has spawned. If we go ahead and we check inside the chest here, hello, look at this, we have ore deposit treasure map. We're not going to open that other one up yet, but as you can see, we are already super close to this. I think we need to, which way do we need to go? Okay, looks like we're here. Alright. super close, and that's kind of a good thing about these camps, is they're not too far away from the actual reward. Let's go ahead and dig down here, and we should hopefully find one of the ore deposits. Oh! Okay, look. I mean, here it is, but it kind of got consumed a little bit by the cave, but that's kind of just how Minecraft works. This is really cool. But now we are nearing the final stages of this mod. There are still a couple more things we needed to do. One, I need to improve the generation, and two, I wanted to improve the design of the camp. So here we have the current design of the camp. It is alright, but now we have a new and improved design. Now, I'm not taking credit for this. This was actually designed by SystemZee. If you guys don't know who he is amazing at building. I definitely suggest you guys go check him out. So I've put some links in the description for his Twitter and YouTube. Definitely go send him some love. Having all that said, camps were now generating a lot more nicely in the world, and I also added a configuration option so you guys can customize the chance of one spawning. But to make things a little bit more interesting, I added some biome variants to the camp, so depending on which biome they spawn in, they're going to use the same type of wood that is surrounding them. And just like that, this mod was now done. So thank you again to Matt for suggesting this idea. I hope you enjoyed watching your mod come to life. I definitely felt Minecraft needs more things to explore, and this is why I loved creating this mod. But time to move on to the next idea. So the next and final mod we are creating will consist of two mod ideas. The first one coming from Vegila, and they suggested to add in a 3x3 mining enchantment. This would make it easier to create a tunnel and clear out bigger areas. The other idea coming from Scott, and they suggested to add in an enchantment which can mine all the ores in a vein. Now these ideas were perfect for an existing mod of mine called Enchantable, which if you don't know is a mod that simply adds new enchants into the game. And with some tweaking today, we can definitely make these fit into the vanilla feel of the game. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Alright, so we are first going to start off by adding the 3x3 mining enchantment. Now it's pretty self-explanatory of how this is going to work. Basically, when you break a block, it's going to destroy all the surrounding blocks, and this depends on the direction you are facing. But to start this off, I was just experimenting to make sure that it was possible to create this mod, and this first test went pretty good. So right now, it should kind of dig out a 3x3 area. Well, I'm hoping it will. Oh! Oh my god. That is loud. Okay, we just dug a cave out in like 2 seconds here. This took no time. Alright, I want to dig out this mountain. Oh my god! Ah! I'm gonna die. Okay, as you saw from my experiment, it was working successfully, but now it was time to change it around. So instead of breaking a cube shape, it will just be breaking a square instead. Now this didn't take too long to implement and I got it pretty much working straight away, but there were some more things that I had to consider. Firstly, it should only work on blocks that the tool is effective for. As you can see, I'm currently breaking leaves and logs with a pickaxe, however, it should only work on stone. It should also ignore ores because most of the time you want to be able to break them with a fortune pickaxe. This is just simply a quality of life feature, and it didn't take long for that to become a reality. But we had more serious issues to fix. Currently, this enchantment is quite overpowered. Basically, you can break 3x3 blocks in the same time that you can break one block. So to give a remedy for the issue, basically I needed to consider all blocks that the tool was effective against and ignore the blocks that it wasn't. From there, all I needed to do was add up the time that it takes to break all the effective blocks, and boom, we now had a balanced enchantment. Now this enchantment was almost finished. The last thing that I wanted to do was add 2 different levels. Level 1 would be able to mine a 3x3, whereas level 2 can mine 5x5. Okay, so now we have 2 different levels. We have excavator level 1 and then excavator level 2. So let's do it with the level 1. And as you can see, boom, there we go. We have a 3x3 area mined. Now for the next one, this is this is going to be pretty big, and I definitely don't think that we're going to allow a higher level than this. And as you can see, it dug out a 5x5 area. And the enchantment was now complete, and boy, this video is getting long. But now we need to move on to the last idea, and that was adding in an enchantment that would allow you to mine out a vein of ore. So imagine you are caving and you come across an ore. When you mine it, instead of it just breaking one block, it's going to break multiple blocks. And the higher the enchantment level, the more blocks it will break. Now conveniently, there was a lot of code from the previous enchantment that I was able to reuse for this one, and it made it a lot easier to get the first working version. Sort of. And let's hope that this works. I found some coal here to dig out. I'm really not sure if this is gonna work. Okay, well. Oh, whoa. Hold up. Worked, kind of? I don't know what's going on. It's like, interesting. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you test your code. And I found the issue, fixed it up, and we were ready for round 2. We have 3 identical veins of ores here. If I go ahead and I break this first one here, so we're gonna do ore eater 1. As you can see, it's only broken the blocks that were actually adjacent to the block I was targeting. Let's go ahead, let's do the second one here. It's gonna take a little bit longer. And, okay. Interesting. We'll let that slide for now, but as you can see, it broke a little bit more than the previous one. And then finally, ore eater 3 destroys the entire vein. So far everything was going to plan, and the next thing that I needed to do was just update the algorithm that I used to search for the ores, because it wasn't actually trying to find the closest ones, and that was a problem. However, after changing that and fixing a few bugs, the enchantment was now working as intended, and I also limited it to only break the ore you are targeting. And the mod is now done. So that is unfortunately going to end off this video today. It's been an extremely long video, actually the longest one yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed. All the mod downloads are in the description below. And as well, if you guys enjoyed this video today, I'd appreciate if you could drop a like down below. Subscribe if you would love to see more of this content, and I will see you guys for a new video real soon. Bye!